you're a Barcelona fan, I'm pretty sure you'll say Bartomeu is the worst president ever in the history of club football. And if you're a Manchester United fan, you'll probably say the Glazers are the worst club owners in the history of football. Well, before you jump to a conclusion on that topic, wait till you hear about Chansiri and his presidential era at Sheffield Wednesday and the weirdest things that he has done, which has caused his own club's fans begging him to leave the club. For those of you who do not know who Sheffield Wednesday are, so they are a footballing club who are playing in the Championship, basically the league below the English Premier League. Sheffield Wednesday has been one of the oldest professional clubs in the footballing world. And the name Sheffield Wednesday is because the club was formed by a bunch of cricketers who only had one day a week off, and that day was Wednesday. Thus, Sheffield Wednesday. The Owls is the nickname the Sheffield Wednesday fans go by, have a glorious history. They've got 4 league titles, 3 FA Cups, and even 1 League Cup. But in recent years, things have not been that good. And all of that is thanks to one and only Dejphon Chansiri. Chansiri took over the club in 2015. His goal was to bring back the club to the Premier League by 2017. The fans were obviously excited and things did look promising for some time, but then not really. Chansiri's first major mistake? Financial mismanagement. See, clubs have to follow this financial fair play rule, which limits clubs on how much a club can spend in related to the amount generated by them. Chansiri blew past these limits, spending heavily on player wages and player transfers without generating enough income. Okay, here comes the funny part. So Chansiri, to avoid punishment, decided to sell the club's ground, home stadium of the club he owned, to himself. I am as confused as you are, but basically it was a creative accounting trick. And the league found out and they were definitely not happy with it. And they penalized the club by 6 points, which caused the club to go into relegation. So after all that, obviously the fans came out and started calling out Chansiri and started blaming him for the poor condition that the club was in. But then, in September 2023, Chansiri came out with a statement saying that he was stopping all fundings for the club. And the reason? Because apparently the club's fans had crossed a line with the criticism and insults towards him. In easier words, the club's president, who was still the president, decided to not do his job because his feelings got hurt. And it doesn't stop there. Just a month after that, Chansiri made the headlines again, but this time asking fans to raise 2 million euros to pay off a tax bill for the club. Just a month after saying that he was going to stop funding the club, he was now begging fans to pay off his bill. I mean, his math does seem on point. As if there's 20,000 fans and each fan pays 100 euros, 2 million euros, damn. Good maths, Chansiri, good math. The fans till today are begging for Chansiri to leave the club, but unfortunately they're not getting their way. Does that convince you that Chansiri might genuinely be the worst club president in the history of football? Well, that's for you to judge. All I know right now is the fans of Sheffield Wednesday deserve so much better.